Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Claire is deliberately trying to put Victoria in a difficult position. She is pretending to be loyal to Jordan, but everything is getting worse. Claire Newman suddenly receives a call from Jordan, a man who used to be a shadow in her past. Jordan's voice on the phone is suspicious and sinister, as if every word carries a hidden message. Not only is he suspicious of Claire's change of attitude, but he also bluntly implies that he did not act alone. Jordan emphasizes that he has cooperated with a mysterious accomplice and warns Claire that if she lies or betrays, the consequences will be very serious for someone she loves. Consensus or betrayal? Claire, with her cold and decisive nature, quickly hides her anxiety behind a calm exterior. She agrees to meet Jordan to avoid any violent action from him, but before leaving, Claire decides to go to Victoria Newman and Nikki Newman to reveal what just happened. In a tense living room, Claire shares important details about Jordan with Victoria and Nikki, the two people who hold great power in the Newman family. Nikki senses the determination but danger in Claire's eyes. After Claire leaves, Victoria cannot hide her worry, suspecting that Claire may have gone too far by considering plotting to kill Jordan. Nikki tries to reassure her daughter, but she cannot hide her own worry. Nikki silently prays that Claire will not take such a cruel step, but deep down, she knows that things may get out of hand. Victor Newman appears, secrets at risk, while Victoria and Nikki are trying to figure out how to deal with the situation. Victor Newman, the head of the family, suddenly appears. He felt left out of the important developments. Nikki, his sensible and understanding wife, tried to conceal the details of Jordan and Claire's plot. Victor, though not given the full story, still brought up a shocking piece of information. He mentioned the security footage of the man who had kidnapped Sharon Newman, a key figure in the family. In the footage, Ian Ward's potential accomplice seemed familiar. Victor shook his head, clearly not entirely sure. But Nikki's unusual interest made him suspicious. "Why do you ask, Nikki?" he asked, his tone both stern and probing. Nikki tried to keep her cool, but her silence made Victor even more suspicious. Undercurrents. After leaving Victoria and Nikki, Victor walked slowly up the stairs, his eyes filled with thought. He couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. The pieces of the puzzle don't seem to fit together, and Victor can't help but wonder if he's missed something important. Meanwhile, Nikki, still in the living room with Victoria, feels weighed down by the secrets she's keeping. She wonders if keeping Jordan and Claire's plot a secret is a way to protect her family, or if keeping them in the dark about what they're up to is a double-edged sword that could lead to the Newmans' downfall. Claire and Jordan, a fateful encounter. While the Newmans grapple with secrets and fears, Claire enters dangerous territory when she confronts Jordan. The conversation between the two is tense, with Jordan continuing to probe Claire's intentions. He wants to know if she's truly changed or just playing a new game to escape his control. Claire, as usual, shows no emotion. But inside, she's wrestling with a bigger question: can she really cross that line and kill Jordan to protect her family and her secret? Jordan, with a calculating glint in his eye, hints that Claire's time is running out. "Someone very important to you will be in danger if you don't do the right thing," he warns, leaving Claire unable to stop thinking about her loved ones. As darkness falls over Genoa City, secrets and intrigue continue to drag the characters into a spiral of no return. Claire Newman teeters on the edge of crime and loyalty, while Victor Newman has his doubts about what he doesn't know. Nikki Newman, who has always tried to protect her family, is now the keeper of the most dangerous secret of all. Questions hang in the air: how far will Claire go to protect herself? Who is Jordan's mysterious accomplice? And can the Newmans escape this storm unscathed? In the quiet room, Claire Newman sat absent-mindedly, her mind lost in the memory of the last time she saw Jordan in prison. The scene was still vivid. She, full of anger and contempt, had openly berated Jordan, the man who had manipulated and exploited her for so long. "Who do you think I am, Jordan? A puppet in your hands?" Claire shouted. Her eyes were sharp as knives, but deep down, she knew she was still bound by his veiled threats. Now, as she prepared to face Jordan again, Claire told herself, "I will never let him manipulate me again." That vow echoed in her mind, becoming the driving force for her to go to the rendezvous in the park, where Jordan had asked to meet. A tense encounter in the dim light of the park, Claire appeared calm but alert. Jordan was there, standing under the large tree, his eyes fixed on Claire from the moment she entered his line of sight. Claire was carrying a cup of tea, the same kind she had ordered every time they had met before. "Drink this," Claire said, handing it to Jordan. Jordan raised his eyebrows, his eyes filled with suspicion. "How do I know you didn't put anything in this?" Claire smiled faintly, her tone sharp. "If I wanted to poison you, Jordan, I could have done it long ago. You should know that better than anyone." Jordan, still wary, eventually took the cup of tea, but didn't drink. He focused on Claire, his eyes searching her every move, as if trying to figure out if she was hiding something. Forever the outsider, Claire's tone suddenly changed during the conversation, full of sarcasm and bitterness. "You know, I've always played the role of the perfect wife to the Newmans. But the funny thing is, to them, I'll always be an outsider." Jordan was surprised by this confession, but Claire continued without waiting for a response. "The Newmans never really accepted me. They just wanted to create an illusion, a facade that I belonged to them. But in reality, I was just a pawn in their game." Jordan tilted his head, concern evident on his face. "So why did you agree to change your last name? Claire Newman sounds so legitimate." Claire smirked, but her smile was dark. "Because now, I'm part of the Newman family, legally. Which means I have a claim to their property, too. And when tragedy strikes my mother, I'll get a pretty big inheritance." Ruthless plot. When Jordan heard these words, his eyes lit up with a cruel light. Claire, noticing this, continued to convince him with a dangerous plan. "We can kill Victoria," Claire said, her voice quiet but determined. "She is the biggest obstacle in the Newman family. Without her, everything will be easier. And then I will have control of the huge fortune. We can run away, live a luxurious life that no one can touch." Jordan looked at Claire, his face showing his hesitation. "How do I know you are not lying to me? If you hate me so much, why do you want to cooperate?" Claire replied, her eyes cold but determined. "Because you are the only tool I can use to achieve my goals. And you need me too, Jordan. Stop lying to yourself." The mask slowly falls as Jordan tries to consider Claire's offer. He doesn't realize that she has it all figured out. Claire doesn't really intend to share anything with Jordan. Her every word, her every action is designed to manipulate and lead him into the trap she has set. But will Claire's plan go smoothly? Or will Jordan realize her plot before it's too late? Shadows await. While Claire and Jordan are plotting, the Newman family is not standing still. Victor Newman, Nikki Newman, and Victoria Newman have begun to suspect Claire's motives. They sense that something is amiss and are secretly investigating to uncover the secret that Claire is hiding. The confrontation between Claire, Jordan, and the Newman family is not just a psychological game but also a battle for power and survival. Who will be the winner in this dangerous game? Who will be drawn into the darkness of conspiracy and betrayal? It's just a matter of time now, as the final pieces are about to be revealed. The Newman family is in pain as more and more events continue to strike. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Jordan and Claire are trying to mend their broken relationship. However, the atmosphere between them is not entirely peaceful. Jordan, with red eyes, looks at Claire and exclaims, "Claire, are you really going to sacrifice your mother for me?" Claire, with a cold look on her face, replies, "Victoria was never really my mother. She was just a part of the family that I never belonged to." Although Claire's words are harsh, the way she shows her attachment to Jordan softens his heart. In a moment, Claire convinces Jordan that she is willing to stand by him, using her antics as a tool to regain his trust. Claire's secret plan. After her conversation with Jordan, Claire returns to the Newman farmhouse to meet Victoria and Nikki. In a tense room, Claire frankly admits that she convinced Jordan by saying she was willing to kill Victoria. Victoria can't hide her shock and anger. "What's your purpose, Claire?" "It's your family." Claire calmly replies, "I had no choice. To make Jordan believe, I had to make him think that I no longer had any connection to the Newman family. If that would save us all, I wouldn't mind playing the traitor. Nikki, despite her calm exterior, is troubled inside. She wonders if Claire is really protecting her family or if she has another plan that they don't know about. Sharon's trace. The sunken car and the Riverbank Motel. Meanwhile, in another development, Chance Chancellor brings important news to Nick Newman. He informs him that Sharon's car was spotted on surveillance footage at the Riverbank Motel before it sank into the river. That's where Ian Ward was, Chance said, his eyes filled with suspicion. Nick, his heart burning, exclaimed, so he had something to do with Sharon's kidnapping. We have to do something about it. Chance and Nick rushed to the Riverbank Hotel to check Ian's room. When they entered, they found that Ian had left, but a few clues remained. Chance saw a lipstick-stained glass and a bottle of wine on the table. We can run DNA tests on these, he said, his eyes shining with hope. Nick nodded, but his anxiety made him impatient. We can't wait. Sharon's in danger. I'm going to find her now, even if it means breaking down the door or getting sued. Risk of discovery. Jordan eavesdropping while Chance was about to call for a search warrant for the other rooms in the hotel. Jordan happened to appear. Standing outside the door, she eavesdrops on Chance's entire conversation on the phone. As soon as she hears the phrase "search the Riverbank Motel," Jordan's eyes harden. She realizes that things could fall apart if they uncover more evidence. Without hesitation, Jordan rushes out of the hotel, determined to find a way to stop the investigation before it goes too far. A web of secrets and escalating tensions. The events in Genoa City are taking everyone down a dangerous path. Claire is playing a dangerous game, trying to maintain her cover while manipulating both Jordan and the Newman family. Nick and Chance, determined to find Sharon, are getting closer to clues that could expose Ian Ward. However, Jordan's sudden appearance and hasty exit add to the complications. The question is, whose side is Claire really on? Will her plan protect the Newman family or lead to their destruction? And can Nick save Sharon before it's too late? As a web of intrigue, secrets, and loyalties weaves together, the ultimate answer remains a mystery waiting to be revealed. Genoa City is peaceful on the surface, but inside the Newman home, a storm of emotions is brewing. Victoria Newman and Nicky Newman are facing a heartbreaking reality. Claire, whom they once welcomed as a family member, may be the greatest threat to their existence. Elsewhere, Jordan and Claire reunite after their previous disagreements and separations. In the quiet space, Jordan can no longer contain his emotions. He looks at Claire, his eyes filled with confusion and pain. Are you really going to sacrifice your mother for me, Claire? Jordan asks, his voice choked. Claire smiles faintly, her eyes shining with cold distance. Victoria is not my mother, she says, each word like a knife stabbing into Jordan's already fragile trust. She never really accepted me. I was just an outsider in that family. Nothing can change that fact. Jordan looked at Claire, searching for a glimmer of hope that she hadn't completely changed. But Claire, as if sensing his wavering, quickly switched tactics. Jordan, she said, her voice softening, you're the only one I can trust. We've been through so much together. I don't need the Newmans. I just need you. Claire's words seemed to strike straight into Jordan's soul. He nodded, unaware that he had just been drawn into a darker plan. Claire's dangerous plan. After gaining Jordan's trust, Claire returned to the Newman farm. This time, she made no secret of her calculations. During her meeting with Victoria and Nicky, Claire openly admitted what she had told Jordan. I told him I was willing to kill Victoria to gain her trust, Claire said, her tone unwavering. Victoria stood up angrily, her eyes filled with rage. Are you crazy, Claire? Do you know what you're doing? This isn't just a game. Claire met Victoria's gaze, unfazed. I know what I'm doing, Victoria. I have to do this to keep Jordan in check. Otherwise, we'll lose everything. Nicky, always the calm one in every situation, sensed the tension between the two. She spoke up, trying to calm the situation. Victoria, she's right. If we're going to solve this, we need to play it Claire's way. However, Nikki's heart was still filled with a lingering worry. Was Claire really protecting her family, or had she been caught up in a dangerous conspiracy that was out of control? Clues from the Riverbank Motel. At the same time, Chance Chancellor brought an important piece of information to Nick Newman. He informed him that Sharon's car had been spotted on surveillance footage at the Riverbank Motel before it sank into the river. When they arrive at the Riverbank Motel, they find Ian gone, but some clues remain. In the messy room, Chance finds a lipstick-stained glass and a bottle of wine on the table. This could be important evidence, Chance says, holding up the glass. We can do DNA testing on these to see if Sharon was here. Nick, impatient with the investigation, shouts. We can't wait. I don't care about a search warrant or anything. I'm going to find Sharon right now. Chance, despite his disapproval, lets Nick take action. He prepares to call for a search warrant for the other rooms in the hotel. Jordan eavesdrops and the escape. Meanwhile, Jordan arrives at the hotel, overhearing Chance's conversation on the phone. When he hears the phrase "search the entire hotel," Jordan feels extremely nervous. She quickly leaves, desperate to stop the investigation before it exposes any secrets. Conflicts and unanswered questions. Each character in this dangerous game is getting closer to their limits. Claire, with her own overlapping plots, is walking a fine line between protecting her family and destroying herself. Jordan, though still blindly trusting Claire, begins to sense the danger that is looming. Nick, determined to save Sharon, does not hesitate to break every rule. But can he save her before it is too late? Questions and doubts pile up as the pieces of the puzzle begin to emerge. Who will survive this storm of intrigue? And can the Newman family stand firm against the harsh challenges? The war is still going on, and the fate of all is still waiting for the final judgment. This story is not only a struggle between good and evil, but also a journey to discover the true nature of trust, betrayal,